Welcome to the top 10 combat games on the MetaQuest platforms. Links below in the description for any items you want to purchase. Strap on your headsets and let's dive in.
Number 10.
Undead Citadel is a VR exclusive action game that transports players to a medieval world teeming with undead foes. The game features a physics-driven combat system and an impressive arsenal of over 60 weapons, offering plenty of room for creative and strategic gameplay, with each type of weapon having unique characteristics. Players can dive into the story mode to navigate a cursed citadel and unravel the mystery behind a devastating plague, or test their endurance in horde mode, where the challenge lies in surviving relentless waves of enemies. The game doesn't take itself seriously, with a humorous main character and hack and slash elements to combat. A variety of enemy types keeps the game fresh and ensures that players will need to be tactical when deciding how to defeat their foes. A significant update for MetaQuest 3 introduced notable visual updates, such as sharper textures and better lighting, further immersing players in the experience. However, some design limitations, like the inability to sprint or jump, slightly hinder the immersion and overall gameplay flow. Undead Citadel excels in delivering intense combat and an expansive variety of weapons, making it a compelling choice for players seeking fast-paced, arcade-style zombie VR action.
Number 9.
Hellsplit VR is a high-octane combat game that plunges players into a twisted underworld where survival relies on their sharp reflexes, clever tactics, and fluid movement. Armed with a growing arsenal of katanas, firearms, and elemental abilities like fire and lightning, players face relentless waves of demonic enemies across 18 distinct maps. With 10 enemy types and procedurally shifting combat scenarios, each run offers fresh challenges and encourages players to mix up their weapons and powers. One of the game's standout features is its freedom of movement, allowing for elevated leaps and slick traversal. For those looking to share the chaos, a co-op mode is also available. Visually, Hellsweeper leans into its dark fantasy roots, with moody gothic environments, haunting lighting, and a sinister creature design that feel truly menacing in VR. Performance on the Quest is smooth, despite the game's fast pace and heavy visual effects, although the intense motion may take some getting used to for newer players. With its intense combat, deep replayability, and satisfying sense of flow, Hellsweeper VR stands out as one of the most stylish and ambitious roguelike action titles on the platform.
Number 8.
Hellsplit Arena is a brutal and visceral VR melee combat game that throws players into a dark medieval fantasy world where every swing, block, and dodge matters. Designed to feel weighty and grounded, the combat in Hellsplit emphasizes realistic physics and body mechanics, making each encounter feel intense and physically demanding. You face off against undead and demonic foes in gritty arenas, using swords, axes, maces, and other period-appropriate weapons that respond naturally to your movements. The game rewards precision and timing, with a focus on anatomical damage and tactical dismemberment that adds to its gritty realism. The visuals are striking, and though originally more PC VR focused, the MetaQuest version holds up well, maintaining solid performance and responsive tracking. While Hellsplit doesn't offer deep progression systems or sprawling campaign content, and the sound design isn't the greatest, it delivers a focused and intense melee combat experience that appeals to players who want grounded, skill-based swordplay. It's a standout for fans of dark fantasy and brutal physical combat.
Number 7.
Swordsman VR delivers an immersive melee combat experience that emphasizes realistic physics and tactical swordplay. Players are drawn into a medieval world where they can engage in intense battles against a variety of foes, each requiring a different approach and strategy. The game's physics-based combat system ensures that each swing, block, and parry feels authentic, demanding precision and timing from the player. Visually, the game is impressive, with detailed environments and fluid animations, though minor graphical issues can occasionally appear. While customization and progression systems add depth, the lack of a strong narrative and occasionally predictable enemy AI may leave story-driven players wanting more. In conclusion, Swordsman VR stands out as a compelling title for fans of melee combat. Its focus on realistic swordplay and immersive battles offer a unique experience, even if it doesn't delve deeper into storytelling or expansive world exploration. For those looking to hone their virtual swordsmanship skills, the game is a worthy addition to their VR library.
Number 6.
Battle Talent. Developed by CY Dream, this sword fighting game set in a medieval fantasy world delivers incredibly satisfying swordplay and melee interactions. Every strike, parry, and engaging spell feels responsive, giving players a genuine sense of weight and impact. You'll face off against over 80 different enemy variations, each with unique movesets, making every battle a test of skill and strategy. Customization is at the heart of battle talent. The game features a wide range of weapons from swords and axes to bows and magic spells. With over 100 weapons and 60 perks, you can tailor your fighting style to suit your preferences. A major highlight of the game is its modding support. Players can access over 2,000 user-created mods, which adds new weapons, spells, enemies, and even custom maps, helping the game enter a stage where it never feels stale. An exciting, fairly recent update for Quest 3 users is the introduction of mixed reality mode, allowing you to fight enemies right from your living room. With multiplayer support for up to 4 players and built-in voice chat, you and your friend can team up for dungeon crawls or go head-to-head in feisty duels. Battle Talent's procedural dungeon generation also ensures that no two playthroughs are the same, making each adventure feel unique.
Number 5.
Dragon Fist VR Kung Fu is an action-packed virtual reality fighting game that throws players into the intense world of martial arts. It captures the essence of classic Kung Fu through its immersive hand-to-hand combat mechanics and its captivating environments. Within the single-player portion of the game, gameplay focuses solely on one-on-one fights where you face off against a vast roster of diverse, challenging characters whose designs are inspired by classic martial arts movies. Combat is where the game truly shines, with martial arts techniques feeling responsive and impactful, with every punch, block and counter thanks to the pressure point and physics systems. Flailing widely won't win you any fight, with intelligent AI garnering a host of different archetypes of fighting styles, meaning strategy and technique are vital to winning. Adding a layer of flair to each fight, differing special moves are available depending on your chosen character's fighting style, which can turn your luck in any fight in a blink of an eye. The replayability of the game comes through the exhilarating multiplayer modes, with up to 8-player lobbies with PvP and co-op available to figure out who is the real Kung Fu master.
Number 4.
Gorn is an incredibly fun and hilariously absurd VR gladiator simulator where you battle waves of enemies in a cartoonish arena. The game's standout feature is its physics-based combat, allowing for highly creative ways to dispatch foes. You can wield a variety of weapons: swords, maces, hammers, bows, and even use your fists, each with its own unique feel thanks to the game's exaggerated ragdoll physics. The graphics are simplistic and stylized, which fits the over-the-top nature of the game. While this isn't a visual showcase, the bright and colourful art design works well in the context of the gameplay. What sets Gorn apart is its playful tone. Despite the over-the-top violence, the game never takes itself seriously, embracing a comedic approach with clumsy ragdoll enemies and over-exaggerated damage. It's chaotic but lighthearted. The game shines in short bursts, as extended play sessions can become repetitive due to a lack of deeper progression. However, the sandbox nature and sheer fun of the combat make it an excellent title for VR. It's a great choice if you're looking for a fun and over-the-top brawler.
Number 3.
Bone Lab, developed by Stress Level Zero, is an ambitious physics-driven VR game. It combines a structured narrative with a sandbox-style playground, allowing players to explore a variety of activities such as parkour, shooting, melee combat, and puzzle solving. One of its standout features is the avatar system, which lets players switch between different characters, each with unique physical traits. This system adds depth to both combat and traversal. The combat system builds upon its predecessor, Boneworks, with more refined melee mechanics and weightier weapon handling. Melee combat allows for greater control over strikes and grapples. However, while the physics-based interactions add immersion, they can sometimes feel clunky, leading to moments where objects behave unpredictably or combat lacks precision. Bone Lab's movement system relies heavily on smooth locomotion, which can be a challenge for those prone to motion sickness. Its high degree of physical interaction, including climbing, jumping, and throwing, makes it one of the more intense VR experiences. The game offers extensive mod support, allowing players to add new avatars, weapons, maps, and custom game modes. This significantly extends replayability. Bone Lab is one of the most unique and engaging titles available.
Number 2.
Batman Arkham Shadow for the MetaQuest 3 and 3S emerged as one of 2024's most talked about VR titles. The game provides a highly immersive Batman experience that captures the essence of the Arkham series with its signature blend of combat, detective work, and gadgetry. The combat is particularly noteworthy, offering intense, physically engaging, hand-to-hand battles that will leave players sweating. Staying faithful to the original Arkham series, the fluid, rhythmic combat system is as thrilling in VR as it was on consoles, making each punch and counter feel impactful and satisfying. Where some VR fans may feel like the combat is overly scripted, restricted and prefer more freedom, the combat is still very much a shining feature within the game, coupling up with the fluid movement system expertly. In addition to combat, Arkham Shadow introduces puzzle solving and exploration through its detective mode, encouraging players to uncover hidden secrets throughout Gotham. The game also makes the most of the Quest 3's hardware, delivering top-notch visuals and atmospheric sound design that fully immerses you in Batman's world. The graphics, in fact, are some of the best seen on a MetaQuest game to date. Familiar foes like Two-Face and Scarecrow, voiced by Elijah Wood, make memorable appearances, adding authenticity to the Gotham experience. With a roughly 10-hour campaign, Arkham Shadow offers a rich, compelling experience that is a must-play.
Before we get to number 1, make sure to like, comment what your number 1 would be, and subscribe for more VR content. And here are some honourable mentions.
Assassin's Creed Nexus, Drunken Bar Fight 2, Paint the Town Red, Thriller the Fight series.
Number 1.
Blade and Sorcery Nomad, originally released as an early access title, the game has constantly evolved, offering players an extensive range of melee, ranged, and magical combat options. Blade and Sorcery Nomad has always excelled at delivering realistic, interactive combat with an almost sandbox-like approach. The hallmark of the game is its physics-based engine, which allows for a truly visceral experience in weapon handling. Every weapon feels distinct, and the interaction with NPCs is impressively dynamic. Enemies react to each blow with a lifelike physics response, making the game feel gritty and satisfying. Now, with added voiceovers and interactions with characters, Blade and Sorcery Nomad excels in world building and immersion. The Crystal Hunt update introduces a fresh and exciting new mode that adds more purpose and structure to the game, offering more value and depth to a game that already set the standard for VR melee combat. Graphically, it's still a step down from its PC VR counterpart, and it can noticeably struggle to render some elements quickly. It's still an impressive feat managing to get a game with procedurally generated elements to still smoothly work on a standalone headset.